In our video number 14, we will discuss about the investment multiplier and its mechanism. Before we go into the details, we will first look into the graph to understand this and then come back to the theoretical part of it. So here is the graph where we have plotted on the x-axis the income and output, and on the y-axis the aggregate demand and aggregate supply. There's a 45-degree line that represents the AS or the aggregate supply, and here we have the aggregate demand line, which says aggregate demand is equal to consumption plus investment. Now if you increase the investment, for so long we learnt investment is a straight line parallel to x-axis and we called it autonomous investment. Whatever be the level of income, the investment will not change. But now we are going to learn, if the investment is increased, then what happens? It gets added up to this AD, and so the aggregate demand curve will move from this point to this point. By how much? By whatever is the increase in the investment. So since the increase in investment is the same throughout at every level of income, it will move upward and parallel to the previous aggregate demand curve. And so now here this AD2 will be the sum of C plus I plus the change in investment, delta I. Now the equilibrium which was previously on the first AD, here at this point the level of income was Y1. Now with the additional investment, the equilibrium shifts from E1 to E2. At this point E2, what is the level of income? It is Y2. So for this change in investment, we find there is a change in income also. By how much is this change in income? Is given by the investment multiplier. Let us now look into the theoretical part of it. So the investment multiplier is the ratio of change in final income or output due to a given change in initial investment. So when a change in investment is brought out, we will find a change in the final income and output. Mathematically, the investment multiplier K is given by change in income divided by change in investment, or delta Y divided by delta I. So a change in investment will affect output and therefore the employment, which implies that if there is an increase in the investment, additional investment, it will raise employment, income as well as output. Conversely, a change in investment or reduction in investment will reduce employment, income as well as output. Now what is a multiplier effect? Or what is a multiplier? It is the number by which the change in investment must be multiplied in order to determine the resulting change in income or output. What does it say? It is a number by which change in investment must be multiplied it should be multiplied in order to determine the resulting change in income or output. Let's come back to the graph again. There is a change in investment which shifted the equilibrium from E1 to E2, and that is what shows a change in income from Y1 to Y2. Had the initial investment been here, a reduction in investment would bring down the equilibrium from E2 to E1, and hence the resulting income would reduce from Y2 to Y1. Now, since the slope of the AD curve is MPC, there is a relationship between the MPC, the marginal propensity to consume, and the investment multiplier. So now the investment multiplier will be equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC. Or this MPC is directly related to the investment multiplier. Directly related means as MPC increases, the value of the investment multiplier also increases, and vice versa. For example, let MPC equal to 0.5. Then investment multiplier K will be given by 1 minus MPC, which will be equal to 2. Now when the MPC is 0.8, you have increased the marginal propensity to consume. Then the investment multiplier will be given by 1 minus 0.8, which is 1 by 0.2 and equal to 5. So what does this show? This shows greater the MPC, greater will be the investment. This implies more chance of growth in the economy. So as MPC increases, the multiplier also increases, which will bring about a growth in the economy. Let us now see how marginal propensity to save and investment multiplier are related. We just learnt that investment multiplier is equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC. And from our previous knowledge, we know MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. Therefore, K is equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC, and this 1 minus MPC can be written as 1 MPS. That is, the investment multiplier K is inversely proportional to marginal propensity to save. Inverse relationship shows that when MPS increases, investment multiplier decreases, and when MPS decreases, investment multiplier increases. Now let us see an example where MPS is 0.5. In that case, the investment multiplier will be 1 by MPS, which is equal to 2. Now when the MPS increases to 0.8, then the investment multiplier is 1 by 0.8, which is equal to 1.25. What happened when savings increased? The investment multiplier decreased. Therefore, when marginal propensity to save increases from 0.5 to 0.8, the value of multiplier decreases from 2 to 1.25. This implies more MPS or greater MPS hampers economic growth. There we saw more MPC were more chances of economic growth. Here more MPC would hamper economic growth. So what are the values of the multiplier? The value of multiplier is always greater than 1. always greater than 1. For MPC equal to 0, the multiplier is 1 because K is equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC. So 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 by 1 is 1. And for MPC is equal to 1, K will be equal to infinity because 1 by 1 minus 1 is 0. So 1 by 0 is infinity. So the multiplier can never be 0. It is always greater than 1.